the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
Dow was rapidly devolving. The world had lost almost 40–50% of its entire value.
What in the world is happening on Wall Street?
I have never live looked at the Dow Jones Industrial Board and seen a 600-point loss.
We may never know exactly what happened and what transpired, but at its core, ultimately, it was just greed. Too many people trying to take money out of the system without first producing value and putting it into the system.
You have to have innovation. It needs to be applied.
There's talk of the next Great Depression, 10 years of stagnation, fall from grace of the Western world. In that climate, it was very hard to imagine launching a startup.
I think what's happening is a transformation in the economy, not just a tide that's going up and down.
And I think there's things that Congress and government needs to do that are the long run.
There's a real potential at this moment in time for a new model.
It is our unfinished task to restore the basic bargain that built this company.
All of a sudden, like an adrenaline shot to the heart, that idea of somebody should fix that hit me right in the heart, and I just sat up and I thought, wait, I'm somebody.
And it's fine, you know, it's good for people, young people, to try to change things. And sometimes they can.
I mentioned it to one of my colleagues, and he started folding up his stuff and putting it in his bag, and he said, great, let's quit, I'm ready right now.
You cannot fear the judgment of others.
No means I'll figure out another way.
You are always resource-strapped.
Persistence.
Enthusiasm.
Passion.
Big goals.
You take no prisoners.
You ask a lot of favors. If someone says no and you say okay and you move on to the next project, then you're probably not an entrepreneur.
To always live in the future, it's always been in the DNA in America in general and Boston in particular.
The general environment in this region is supportive of research, development, innovation, and so on.
I would argue the single best innovation ecosystem anywhere on the planet.
So we build that ecosystem and they support each other.
People are playing at a very high level and very close together here.
You've got one of the most booming technology scenes in the world.
It's certainly number one in biotech, number one in clean tech.
We have 40 universities within 4 square miles, with public transportation tying them all together.
Northeastern and Babson and Boston University and Boston College and Tufts.
The ecosystem is in place.
The economy in Massachusetts, in fact, is doing much better than most states as a result of that.
There's some who have the idea they'll start up a company and become Bill Gates, you know, become Steve Jobs, make a lot of money.
If you want to be a great entrepreneur, the likes of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, money cannot be the only motivator.
Hi, I'm Scott Frank. I'm the co-founder and CEO of One Earth Designs.
In China alone, 500,000 people die as a result of indoor air pollution every single year from the stoves inside of people's homes that they use for cooking and for heating. I realized that it was not just a pollution problem. Many of the young girls wouldn't go to school because they were collecting fuel. This is in the Himalayan plateau where there was forest 50 years ago. It might end up not making me a lot of money, but there's a lot of potential.
Forests grow, trees get old and eventually fall, and saplings come up, right?
New technologies, build those become the companies of tomorrow. Those are the companies that export to the rest of the world.
Job growth is coming from startups.
Entrepreneurs really are the solution to the economic problem.
There's a renewal effect that goes on in our economy and probably all economies.
In order to be able to build a future economy, you have to have innovation.
You have to be hungry.
They're driven.
Collaborative.
Very good sales.
You're going to wear a lot of hats.
They're restless.
Creative.
Persuasive.
Bias to action.
Team players.
Passion combined with flexibility.
They're fearless.
Humor.
They're very good listener.
You have to be adaptable. Yes.
And now, dealing with entrepreneurship is a real test to see, can you take it if you don't succeed? And some people can, and some people cannot.
Alchemy, yes, in a way.